Service Goddess, the Georgia back at you once again. Let's get here with the complete guide to astrology.
Aries. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac and is by most part of the the ingress or of the sun signals spring equinox in the hemisphere, and Aries is the first sign in the natural horoscope ruling the first house. The spans the first 30 days of the zodiac, and the sun transits the sign from the equinox approximately March 1st to April 20th. These dates change according to the sun's movement in the sky. From our perspective on Earth, Aries is a day sign, is ruled by Mars, the god of war, and represents youth. It's very focused on self. The symbol is the ram, and its glyph represents the horns of the ram. Aries is in polarity with the sign of Libra, an air sign, which means they are complementary and work well together. The dominant keyword for Aries is I am, which means all about the self and like to come first. Aries rules the head eyes. Red is the color associated with Aries. Diamond is the birthstone, and iron is the most likely for Aries are that they are dynamic, pioneering, and seen as leaders by others. Inwardly, they have a healthy self-interest and are very curious. They may have a tendency to be aggressive and reactionary if their directness isn't tempered. Others see Aries as impatient, fast-moving, and daring. Lady Gaga, Nancy Pelosi, and Leonardo da Vinci were under the sign of Aries. Sign of the zodiac is Taurus. The sun Taurus represents the stage of life that realizes the connection with the physical world. Scorpio is the sign that is in polarity with Taurus, and the two as well. Like a strong and solid ball that represents the sign, the dominant keyword for Taurus is build. As those born under the sign love to develop all that endures. The sign gemstone with the sign is emerald, being the most also sapphire and the metal. Animal wisdom in a fine honed and are practical and loyal. Inwardly, they are deeply grounded, patient, and steady. But this can also lead to the tendency to be stubborn or bullheaded and overly materialistic in the pursuit of security. Others see Taurus as stable and lacking in pretense. Queen Elizabeth II, Mark Zuckerberg, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson were born under the sign of Taurus. The nickname "The Rock" really is emblematic of the sign, as rocks are of the earth element. Gemini. Gemini spans the third 30 degrees of the zodiac. The sun transits this sign from about May 21st to June 20th, and Gemini rules the third house of the zodiac. Gemini is a day-mutable air sign and is one of the two signs ruled by Mercury in his mind, messenger incarnation. This sign symbolizes the twins and is of twins that are both separate and connected. Gemini represents the stage of life when we begin to communicate verbally and to realize both our connection to and our separation from each other. Sagittarius is the sign that is in polarity to Gemini. Just as Gemini is the sign of the twins, there are stones said to be lucky for the sign. Yellow stones are most often seen as lucky, such as agate, citrine, and amber. It's no surprise that Gemini's lucky metal is Mercury itself. Gemini is associated with the chest, lungs, nervous system, arms, and shoulders. Gemini is the thinker. It symbolizes the mind, voice, and communication. Their inner life is curious, observant, often scattered, and maybe Geminis are seen as social and verbally expressive, but sometimes manipulative and duplicitous. Kennedy, Donald Trump, Paul McCartney, and Bob Dylan were all born under the sign of Gemini. Cancer is the fourth sign of the zodiac from about June 21st to July 20th. The sun transits the sign of Cancer. Cancer is the cardinal water sign. The sign representing the crab is the two pincers of the crab in protective mode. This already says a lot of the energy of the sign of Cancer. Cancers are primarily introverted and protective. The polarity to Cancer is the earth sign of Capricorn. The lucky metal and gemstones associated with the sign are reflective of its earth. The metal is silver, and the stones are moonstone, pearl, and white quartz. Cancer is associated with the stomach, chest, and breast. Will is the primary word for this sign, and Cancers are all emotion and intuition. Cancer is the nurturer of the zodiac and very tradition and family oriented. Inwardly, the sign is extremely sensitive and can tend towards being insecure and giving too much, to the point of ignoring their own needs. Others are passive and loving, but they can also be moody. Princess Anna, the Dalai Lama, Tom Cruise, and Meryl Streep were all born under the sign of Cancer. Popular astrology forecasts. Astrological forecasts that appear on sites and magazines and newspapers are the analysis of the chart for each of the signs as a whole and are general in nature. They do, however, have validity, especially if you know your rising sign and can read the forecast for that sign as well as the sun sign. These forecasts, done well, will look at the primary transits of the planets currently and how they affect each astrological house after placing the sun sign on the cusp of the first house in the chart for the current time. For example, Pluto is in Capricorn by transit and being activated by other transits, and you have a Libra sun, then the forecast will be based on a chart with your Libra sun on the first husp. Then show Pluto transiting your third house, as Capricorn is the third sign after Libra. This may not be your actual third house in your natal chart, but will still have some resonance. If you are a Libra rising, then the forecast will be speaking generally about the areas of life contained by your own third house. If you like to read general forecasts, knowing your ascendant will be beneficial. Leo. The fifth sign of the zodiac is Leo. The sun transits the sign of Leo from around July 21st to August 20th. Leo is a fire sign and is ruled by the sun. The lion is a symbol of this regal sign, and its glyph represents the lion's head and mane. The sign of polarity is Aquarius. Unsurprisingly, gold is the metal associated with Leo, and the lucky gemstones are golden and amber colors, such as amber, tie, and yellow topaz. Leo rules the heart, spine, and upper back. Leos are born to lead, and that is their primary work. They're king, queen, or leader in their own home. Leos are born to shine, take attention, and then to be dramatic and superior and in shadow. Otherwise, Leos are dynamic, self-confident, and playful. At their best, they are mega and affectionate, light up the lives of those around them because they carry the sun's radiance. Barack Obama, Bill Madonna, and James Baldwin were all born under the sign of Leo. Virgo. The sixth sign of the zodiac is Virgo. The sun transits the sign of Virgo from around August 21st to September 20th. Virgo is a night mutable earth sign, the second sign to be ruled by Mercury, but in a more technical, detail-oriented, hands-on incarnation. This sign is represented by the maiden or virgin, meaning in this one who is whole unto herself. Its glyph resembled letter M for maiden, carrying a sheet to represent the harvest. This suggests a state of being that reflects the energies of Virgo rather than merely a gender. Pisces is the sign in polarity to Virgo. Gemini, another Mercury-ruled sign. Virgo is Mercury itself, and the lucky gemstones associated with the sign are sapphire, jade, and jasper. The digestive system and spleen are associated with Virgo. Virgo energy embodies the principle of service, as they love to feel useful in the world. Virgos are attentive to detail and very analytical. Their inner world is often self-critical, and they are worse. They can tend to servitude, service, forget to take care of themselves in the process. Others see Virgo as ethical and some that Virgos are always because their perfectionist tendencies can lead to this process. Under the sign of Libra season has the sun transiting the sign from around 21st to October 20th. Cardinal air sign is by Venus incarnate. This Libra fails, and it's autumn in the northern hemisphere, or the rising sun. Aries is the sign of polarity. Peridot and topaz are Libra's lucky gemstones, and the associated metal is copper. The kidneys, skin, lower back, and buttocks are ruled by Libra. Balance is the primary word for Libras because they try to find the middle ground and harmonious balance in all that they do. Libra is the diplomat and mediator of the zodiac. Because of that, they can come across as indecisive, vacillating, and even passive-aggressive at times. Generally, Libra comes across as fair, peace-loving, and creative. Inwardly, they are focused on others and relationships. Examples of well-known are Mahatma Gandhi, Serena Williams, Will Smith, and Oscar Wilde. Ruling the 8th house, and therefore the 8th sign, is Scorpio. The sun transits the sign of Scorpio from around October 21st to November 20th. Scorpio is a night-fixed water sign ruled by Pluto, modern, arts, traditional. A deep and complex sign, both its symbol and its glyph represent Scorpion, its stinger suggesting the potentially stinging nature of Scorpio. As a highly complex and transformation sign, however, Scorpio is also associated with the serpent, a symbol of transformation, and Phoenix, a symbol of rebirth. Taurus of polarity. Iron and steel are associated with Scorpio, and ruby and garnet are lucky gemstones. Scorpio rules the reproductive system and sexual organs. Desire is the primary word for the sign of Scorpio, as it reflects the emotional depth and complexity of magnetic and private sign. Scorpio is magnetic, full, and sometimes intimidating by others. Internally, they can be obsessive, but also deeply instinctual and psychological. When Scorpios are able to dive into the most emotionally intense issues of life, they are able to connect with their true power. Pablo Picasso, Hedy Lamarr, RuPaul, Leonardo DiCaprio, Lisa Bonet, and John Gotti were all born under the sign of Scorpio. Different uses for astrology. Although this book deals with natal astrology, it's important to note that astrology has many uses that can be explored both separately and in conjunction with the natal chart. Mundane astrology is the astrology of events, organizations, elections, countries, and weather events. The word mundane is from the Latin mundanus, meaning worldly. Any event or organization has an inception chart, which is read in a similar way to the natal chart. Financial astrology is a specialty that predicts financial events and cycles. Horary astrology is a tool used to answer a specific question based on the time the question is posed. This technique is used for anything where a question can be asked, such as, "Where are my keys?" Medical astrology is used to diagnose and treat illness and can also be used for prevention, as it can show areas of weakness in a person's health. Astrocartography, or locational astrology, is based on planetary lines drawn around the globe to indicate how a facet of a person's life is either enhanced or diminished by living in a specific place. Sagittarius. Sign ruling the 9th house is Sagittarius. The sun transits the sign from around November 21st to December 20th. Sagittarius is a day mutable fire sign ruled by Jupiter. The glyph for Sagittarius is an arrow pointing to the star and reflects the symbol of the archer, who is half human and half horse. Both the glyph and symbol reflect the forward-thinking visionary energy of the sign. Gemini is the sign. Sagittarius, the hips, thighs, and turquoise and amethyst are the lucky stones for Sagittarius, and the metal is tin. Wander and wonder are the primary words for Sagittarius because they like to wander physically and mentally, and they often live in a state of wonder at the world. Sagittarius, seeker of truth and freedom, and loves exploration of all kinds. They are often seen as naive, inspirational, and eternal optimists. Spiritually oriented and visionary, they have the ability to see the big picture of life. If Sagittarius embraces life as a quest for experience and truth, their tendency to naivete can become higher. Walt Disney, Jane Fonda, Jimi Hendrix, Jay-Z, and Gianni Versace were all born under the sign of Sagittarius. Capricorn. 10th sign of the zodiac is Capricorn, and it is ruled by Saturn. The sun transits the sign of Capricorn from around December 21st to January 20th. Capricorn is a night cardinal earth sign. The symbol for Capricorn is the sea goat, and the glyph represents the hoof of the goat with the tail of fish. The softer side of Capricorn has been lost in many astrological texts. The polarity of the sign is Capricorn rules the solar system, teeth, and joints. Capricorn's metal is lead, and the gemstone is ruby. The primary word for Capricorn is achieve. Capricorns are focused on climbing the ladder of achievement, but may have a tendency to do so based on the expectation world rather than based on a foundation of self-trust, which is where the tail of the fish comes in. Capricorn is seen as responsible and determined, but also at times controlling and fearful. Inwardly, although Capricorn is hardworking and law-abiding, there's often an underlying fear of never being enough. Their commitment and leadership qualities are strengths. Jeff Bezos, Elvis Presley, Michelle Obama, and Betty White were all born under the sign of Capricorn. Aquarius. Ruling the zodiac is Aquarius. The sun transits the sign of Aquarius from around January 21st to February 20th. Aquarius is a day-fixed air sign and is ruled by Uranus, modern, and Saturn, traditional. Although the symbol for Aquarius is the water bearer, the glyph actually represents is wave energy. The symbol is pouring spirit or energy from the heavens. This indicates the otherworldly quality of the sign. The polarity of this sign is Leo. The sign's associated metal is lead, and the gemstones are obsidian and sapphire. Aquarius rules the calves, ankles, and nervous system. Aquarians are the individuals of the zodiac, and their primary word is no. Aquarians are sometimes seen as the weirdos of the zodiac, as they are unpredictable, inventive, and original in nature. Aquarians are socially conscious and are dedicated to causes and reform. But they can also be distant and even anarchistic at times. They often feel alienated from those around them. They are sometimes tempted to betray convictions to fit in, but their path is to embody their personal truth, no matter what. Oprah Winfrey, Bob Marley, Ellen DeGeneres, and Franklin D. Roosevelt were all born under the sign of Aquarius. Pisces. 12th and final sign of the zodiac is Pisces. From around February 21st to March 20th, the sun transits the sign of Pisces. Pisces is a night mutable water sign. The symbol for Pisces is the fish, and its glyph represents two fish swimming in different directions, connected by a cord. If we look at the zodiac as a path, Pisces is the time of death and the time before birth, chaotic fluid. System and the third eye. The stones core to this sign are white diamond, aquamarine, and amethyst, and the metal is tin. Pisces is the most spiritual and compassionate sign, and their primary word is belief. They are seen as highly sensitive, creative, and mystical beings. Pisces often struggle with boundaries and are extreme empaths, which can cause them to fall into the role of victim or martyr. Like the symbol of the fish swimming in two directions, it's the lesson of Pisces to live of the manifest and the mystical. If they can become comfortable with being an agent of spirit in the physical, they will avoid the escapist and addictive tendencies they may turn to on occasion. It is associated with the energies of magic and the movies. Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers, Dr. Seuss, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and Kurt Cobain were all the sign of Pisces. Chapter 4. The Ascendant or Rising Sign and Decans. In this chapter, I will be discussing the 12 rising signs of the zodiac, also called the ascendants. Your rising sign is the sign that was on the eastern horizon at the moment of your birth and is the angle of 9 o'clock astrological chart. More precisely, it's where the horizon line or plane intersects the ecliptic plane, the apparent plane of the year from our perspective. The ascendant is how people see you when they and what you present to others, often called the persona or mask. I prefer the term receptionist, but any will work. It's the most visible aspect of a person when they show up in the world, the first impression others have of you. It also represents the conditioning brought by your birth and early childhood. R is filtered through your ascendant. The exact of birth is needed to accurately calculate your rising sign, as the ascendant is based on that date, time, and place. Every chart has a ruling planet, and it's the planet that rules the sign of a person's ruling planet. For example, a chart has Sagittarius rising. The ruling planet is Jupiter. The ruling planet is one of the most important planets in any chart. The placement of that planet and any planets that are conjunct or close to the ascendant will modify the energy of the ascendant. Looking at all of this together is how we begin to create a picture of an individual. Because although all people with the same rising sign will be similar, we are each unique once we begin to blend the whole chart. We'll also be looking at the decans of each sign, every degrees. Then each can be further broken down to 10-degree sections called decans. There are two systems of decans. I will be using the triplicity system, which is one of the same element of sign to each decan. The first 10 degrees belong to the sign itself, that is Aries. Aries. The next 10 degrees belong to the next sign in the same triplicity or element, that is Aries, Leo. And the third 10 degrees belong to the remaining sign in the triplicity, that is Aries, Sagittarius. The other system of decans is the Chaldean system, which assigns one of the 7 visible planets as ruler to each 10-degree decan. This system is less commonly used in modern astrology. The ascendant. Let's look further into the ascendants for each sign of the zodiac. Any physical or characteristic descriptions are mostly based on observation by astrologers over time. Physical and other characteristics I describe throughout this book are based on generalities and should not be considered defining characteristics. Aries rising. Aries rising is a day sign, and these people are very active and straightforward. Usually they are quick of movement and oriented towards sports and competitive activities, though their competitiveness is often self-directed. They often dive straight into things and go after what they want without always having thought things through. Aries rising does everything at full speed and likes to be on the move. They are usually seen as pioneers and leaders, though they have difficulty finishing what they start. There will be no doubt when an Aries rising wants to be in a relationship with you, whether as a friend or more. Their directness is a positive, but can be overwhelming for some. Mars is the ruling planet of those born with this ascendant, and the placement of that ruling planet will give even more information about how this person operates in the world. Additionally, any planets close to the ascendant will temper the energy. For example, Saturn will really put the brakes on the fast energy of the rising sign. Rihanna, John Lennon, and Samantha Fox were all born with Aries rising. Taurus rising. Always think of Taurus rising as a strongly rooted tree with a big, thick trunk because they are steady and solid, immovable if others try to push them. In appearance, they often have a sturdy and solid look and usually like to be dressed in quality clothing, but nothing over the top. They have a very soothing presence, which makes them comfortable to be around unless you try to push them. They are, however, extremely loyal to the point where they see almost as belonging to them. Taurus rising, a night sign, will usually move at a steady pace and doesn't like being pushed or rushed. Everything about them is sensual in that they are attracted to nice smells, tastes, sounds, and touches. They may also have a pleasant voice. Their ruling planet is Venus, and the placement of Venus will tell more about a specific individual. For example, if Venus is in Gemini, this may make an individual more flexible than the Taurus ascendant alone implies. Venus in Gemini may add to their sociability and likelihood that they will use their pleasant voice in some way, such as for singing. Planets that conjunct the ascendant will also modify G. Martin Luther King, Boy George, and Miley Cyrus were all born with Taurus rising. Gemini rising. Gemini rising individuals are highly social, but also the most exotic of rising signs. The sign of the twins can argue from both sides of any subject, making them great debaters. But this makes them seem duplicitous, which can be difficult for some more sensitive signs. Gemini rising are endlessly curious and witty and a joy to have around in a social environment. Their attention spans are short, however, so expect them to flit to the next thing very quickly. This restlessness gives them a nice outer appearance at times, as they are constantly fidgeting. They are usually quite slender in appearance and will often have long artistic fingers, which you will usually see fiddling something while they are talking. They are very good at multitasking, so although it may seem they acted and not listening, this isn't always the case. Mercury is the ruling planet for Gemini, and that planet's placement will say more about the person than the rising sign alone. A planet that conjuncts the ascendant will also temper this sign's energy. For example, Pluto conjuncting the Gemini ascendant will bring an intensity and depth not seen in all rising people. Bruce Springsteen, Ricky Martin, Wilder were all born this rising sign. Cancer rising. Individuals born with Cancer rising, a night sign, are highly sensitive and loving souls, the gentlest and most nurturing of people. Like the crab, which is the symbol of Cancer, they are shy and protective, sideways and quietly into any space. They also have a tendency toward moodiness and can either eat into their shell or get needy when their mood is down. They are often described as moon-faced and are often thought of as attractive. As Cancer rules stomach, they may also have a tendency to gain weight and have digestion when feeling overwhelmed. Their empathic, sponge-like nature adds to this. Cancer rising feels everyone and everything around them, and they are best served learning ways to protect their energy when they meet others so they don't go into their moody hermit mode. The moon is the ruling planet of Cancer, and that represents mothering or nurturing energy, which explains why others are drawn to Cancer rising people for care when it's needed. The placement of the moon in the chart of the Cancer rising person, however, provides a deeper level of understanding of the person. For example, the moon in Aries will be more likely to want people to express their emotions directly and to also do this themselves. Angelina Jolie, Julia Roberts, Tyra Banks, and John Travolta all have Cancer rising. Leo rising. Leo rising people are ruled by the sun, and it shows in their appearance, as they often have a lion's mane head of hair and a sunny round face. They are magnetic and light up any room when they enter, making an immediate impression. They are dramatic and demonstrative and love attention. They are sometimes loud, sometimes regal, but always commanding. They often draw attention as well. Where this is less positive is if they don't get the attention and adulation they seek. Their inner child can get bossy and have tantrums. Leo rising people are big kids at heart and really just want to be loved and to survey their kingdom or queendom with benevolence. They make better leaders than workers, though they tend towards rashness at times. The center of our solar system and all the planets and the Earth revolve around it. This also suggests the character of the Leo rising individual. They tend to think that the world revolves around them, and it often does. As the ruling planet, the placement of the sun and any planets close to the ascendant modify the energy of the ascendant. A Virgo sun, for example, will be much less exuberant than some other placements. Muhammad Ali, Tina Turner, Meryl Streep, and George W. Bush were born with Leo rising. Persona. Persona is a term used to describe the ascendant or rising sign. This was a term developed by Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung, who characterized it as a kind of mask designed on the one hand to make a definite impression upon others, and on the other to conceal the true nature of the individual. Jung and most modern Western astrologers see the ascendant through this lens. We often identify more with our ascendant when young and begin the individualization. Chapter 5. Planets and other essential bodies. Astrological chart is created using many elements. This chapter looks at the planets and other essential bodies, which can be described as the what in the chart, with the signs being how the planets work in you, and the houses being where or areas of life. The what in your chart represents such things as your emotions, your drive, your love nature, your mind, or to word it differently, integral parts of self. The different signs show how those parts of the self are represented in a person and whether that is, for example, in a more enthusiastic manner or a more reserved manner. The house, or the where, indicates the areas of life in which the planet and sign operate most prevalently in individuals. Historically, astrology used the two luminaries, Sun and Moon, and the 5 visible planets, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Modern astrology, however, also uses more recently discovered cosmic bodies. Some of these are included here, and others will be discussed later in the book. In Part 2, you will learn how to structure and interpret a birth chart. These sections will be used as a reference as you integrate all of the parts of the chart to create a holistic picture of the self. The Sun. The Sun is the central organizing principle of both the solar system and the self. It's the core identity, and the Sun in your chart energizes you. The sun is day energy, as the sun clearly shines in the day and is an inhalation of breath that energizes our bodies. Like the sun in the solar system, everything else revolves around this shining core. The sun rules the sign of Leo and the heart, and this indicates that the sun is the heart of you. The sun as a masculine or yang energy in modern Western culture, but in many other traditions, the sun has been seen as feminine because of its life-giving qualities. The sun functions as your CEO or conductor, and when you are tuned into the energy of your personal sun sign, then you are operating at your most aligned. The sun also represents expression, sense of creativity, and the ego, the healthiest of senses. The highest expression of sun energy is the benevolent leader who lights up the lives of others and is energized by how they shine light on others. In its lesser expression, the sun can be boastful and egotistical. Like the actual sun in the solar system, however, the sun within us can be dulled or blocked by placements, and the sun sign that is blocked makes it more difficult to express that energy. Moon. Moon represents your emotional needs and your relationship to feelings. It is night energy, the energy of an exhalation as we relax at the end of the day. The sign of Cancer and the fourth house are both ruled by the moon. The moon also represents your relationship to family, home, and your ancestors. The moon is receptive and reflective, giving out no light of its own. Because of that, Western cultures have designated the moon as yin, feminine energy, because of the portrayal of the feminine as passive. There are other traditions, however, that believe the sun is the ovum and the moon the sperm. The moon is visibly night energy, where we exhale, rest, and recover our energy. The moon is our basis of security and often represents the mother or the person who mothered you in your early life. The moon rules body rhythms, including menstrual cycles and the cycle of sleep, and it is a commonly held belief that we sleep less and have more energy when the moon is full, and we are more inwardly focused and need alone time in the dark of the moon. As our moon placement says a lot about the outer world, the actual phases of the moon affect also. There's an ebb and flow to all lunar energy. Mercury. Mercury is both day and night energy and an and exhale. Since Mercury rules the signs of Gemini, the twins, and Virgo, service and usefulness. Mercury is the most non-binary of the planetary bodies. The fact that the planet rules both the yang, day, air sign of Gemini, and the yin, earth, night sign of Virgo indicates this. Mercury is the first of the personal planets after the luminaries, the sun and moon. Mercury represents the mind, communication, the messenger, detail, technical ability, perception, and learning. Mercury is also coordination, how our mind tells our neural pathways to coordinate. Depending on the placement of Mercury and how we are embodying our Mercury, it can be curious, witty, sociable, and nervy, over-concerned detail, and even highly strung. Mercury is also associated with the trickster archetype. The fact that the planet appears to go retrograde 3 to 4 times each year is indicative of its trickster nature, because Mercury retrograde is renowned for technical snafus communications. Trickster archetype is one that turns conventional rules and behavior on heads. Mercury is associated with Hermes, the messenger of the gods. It is the close planet to the sun, our core, and transmits information from the core to Earth. Mercury travels closely with the sun from our perspective and is always in the same sign as the sun or one of the 2 adjacent signs. Venus. Venus is generally known as the planet of love and, of course, modern astrology has defined that as feminine, despite the fact that Venus rules both Libra, a day air sign, and Taurus, a night earth sign. Like Mercury, Venus is both day and night and an exhale and inhale. Modern astrology's definitions reflect gender bias and why some have never identified with such concepts as men are from Mars and women are from Venus. Venus is the second of the personal planets, the second planet from the sun and the closest to the Earth. Venus, like Mercury, travels close with the sun from our perspective and is always either in the same sign as or in one of the adjacent signs to the sun. Venus rules the senses and therefore symbolizes the relationship to all that can be seen, touched, heard, smelled, and tasted, which includes people, nature, money, food, and things. Venus also symbolizes values, the arts, beauty, sensuality, harmony, and mediation, as well as indecisiveness, inertia, and overindulgence. Venus has a cycle that reflects a more complex and binary energy. When it rises above the Venus is the morning star, known as Phosphorus or Lucifer, the light bearer and outgoing yang, day Venus. When it moves to set after the sun, Venus is the evening star or Hesperus, which is a much more receptive night placement. Good practice this with house placement and asks to other planets to give you a full picture of the individual's Venus. It's important to read horoscope or astrology. Gender, color, even belongs to a human being. Events, animals, or anything else can go. Astrology is archetypal and mythic, not essentially stereotypical. The stereotypes have to do with the conditioning of society. Astrology itself does not need to change to be approached in an inclusive and egalitarian way. Itself is neutral. Instead, the approach of the user to their own biases and conditioning must change. In order to move astrology forward, astrologers must be aware of and to shift their own biases and meet each client as a unique individual. Many astrologers use an intake form when booking new clients. Seeing a question that asks pronouns the client prefers is a thing to look for when choosing an astrologer to work with. Look at the language they use in their marketing and articles. Looking at your own chart, I suggest developing the use of the terms day and night and inhale and exhale as you interpret it, while becoming aware of your own deeply entrenched gender normative attitudes. For example, someone with very strong fire and air signs may be typically described as having a very masculine chart. Saying the chart has a day and inhale emphasis is far more inclusive for all people and attitudes. Mars. Mars is the last of the personal planets and the only personal planet to be farther from the sun than the Earth. As Mars leads us to the outer reaches of the solar system and away from the sun, the energy of the planet itself is more outgoing. Mars rules Aries, the pioneer of the zodiac. Interestingly, Mars also rules Scorpio in traditional astrology. Traditional astrology generally refers to practices that use only the planets and essential bodies that were visible to the naked eye, so that they assigned rulership of the signs to planetary bodies from the Moon through Saturn. As traditional ruler of Scorpio, the red planet displays a night, exhale designation. In modern astrology, Mars is Yang, day energy. Mars symbolizes action, drive, courage, leadership, assertion, aggression, and anger. Mars is often said to symbolize fighting and competition, but it must be pointed out that Venus-ruled Libra rules war itself, as well as peace. Again, astrology is more complex than some might think. Mars is associated with physicality and competition in general. Knives and guns are also images that connect to Mars. Mars is passion, impatience, and life force, and as such is an inhalation of breath. Without Mars, little done in life. Mars helps us fulfill our desires. Mars is our animalistic nature, and we all have that to a greater or lesser degree, dependent on the placement in the individual horoscope. In its night mission as the traditional ruler of Scorpio, Mars is penetrative and passionate. Jupiter. Jupiter is often called the first of the social planets, as we move farther away from the sun and represents a transition from the personal planets to the outer, more recently discovered, transpersonal or collective planets. Jupiter is a day inhale planet, as ruler of fire sign Sagittarius. As traditional traditional ruler of Pisces, Jupiter is night or exhale. This diffuse energy must be taken into account as you look at the planet in an individual's chart. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, the sign of truth-seeking and belief, and the ninth house. Jupiter is the guru or teacher of the zodiac and symbolizes the god energy. In the Roman pantheon, there was originally a council of 6 gods and 6 goddesses, called Dei Centes, but Jupiter became the primary god later in Roman culture. The planet Jupiter, as god of the sky, symbolizes freedom, optimism, generosity, luck, expansion, breadth, and truth. Jupiter is the prophet, the sage, the world traveler, and explorer. Jupiter also symbolizes grandiosity, inflation, the braggart, and the soapbox. Jupiter is often seen as the lucky planet, and this can be true, but Jupiter also represents overexpansion and overdoing of all kinds. Saturn. Saturn is the second of the social planets and the last of the original planets visible to the eye that were used in traditional astrology. Saturn rules the yin earth sign Capricorn, yet characteristics that are traditionally seen as masculine are attributed to the planet. We must remember that all genders have these qualities within them. Saturn is a night, colder energy, and it's an exhalation of breath as ruler of Capricorn. However, as traditional ruler of Uranus, Saturn also exhibits day or inhale energy. Please take into account the day or night energy sign placement of Saturn when you interpret your chart. Saturn is also associated with the 10th house. Saturn symbolizes external authority as fitting for what was thought of as the outer limit of our solar system. Other symbols for Saturn are the parent or father, or the energy of the parent who exhibited more yang energy. Saturn symbolizes boundaries, rules, limitations, fear, denial, and control. Saturn also symbolizes maturity, tradition, sensory reality, and elderhood. Saturn has been much maligned for these qualities at times, but boundaries and a sensible awareness of limitations are important to be able to build the structures of your life. It's where we close the door, literally or figuratively, to recoup after the action-oriented energy of the day. Saturn can be the backbone and anchor of your life if you choose to work with the placement in your chart. Uranus is the first of the more recently discovered transpersonal planets, those that are not visible to the naked eye. Uranus was discovered by William Herschel in 1781, and it was quite a shock to discover a planet beyond the boundary of the previously known solar system. Uranus rules Aquarius and the 11th house. The discovery of Uranus opened up the discovery of collective, larger forces, which led to opening the minds of astrologers. Concepts such as the soul and major planetary cycles have previously been limited by what was thought to be a closed system with Saturn at the outer limit. This indicates the awakening energy and shattered boundaries that Uranus symbolizes. Uranus also has a spin axis that is 98 degrees to the perpendicular, which sets it apart from other cosmic bodies. Uranus represents individuality, uniqueness, unconventionality, and independence. Uranus is the revolutionary and the rebel. As such, this is a day energy of action and activity and an inhale. Where Uranus sits in a horoscope shows where you will be called to go your own way, free from the status quo. Uranus is the inventive genius who is open to information and ideas that have not been thought of before, or where connections have not been made before. Neptune. Neptune, the second of the transpersonal planets, was discovered in 1846. Like the nebulous nature of Neptune itself, it was discovered by mathematical prediction, based on hypotheses that a planetary body was disturbing the orbit of Uranus, rather than simply through empirical observation. We now know that Galileo actually observed Neptune in the 17th century, possibly mistaking it for a star. These confusing discovery experiences are emblematic of Neptune's symbolism. Neptune rules Pisces and the 12th house and symbolizes illusion, confusion, consciousness itself, psychic sensitivity, and trance-like creative energy. All realms of mysticism, and mystery are symbolized by Neptune as addiction and victimization complexes. Neptune is boundaryless and sacrificial, but also healing and gentle. Neptune energy dissolves and makes all that it touches more nebulous. As a receptive and feeling planet, Neptune is night energy, or an exhale. Dwarf planets. The discovery of what are currently called dwarf planets by astronomers is changing astrology further and at a faster rate than ever before. These discoveries coincide with the shift of ages from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius. Astrological ages each represent a major time period in history. Each astrological age lasts approximately 2,160 years, and we move through all the ages over 25,920 years. The age of Pisces began around the same time as the birth of Christianity, and we are currently in the transition between the age of Pisces and the next age, the age of Aquarius. Ages go backward through the signs. The discovery of Eris in 2005 shook the world of astronomy and led to the new designation of dwarf planet in 2006, as well as the demotion of Pluto and promotion of Ceres, formerly believed to be an asteroid, to the new designation. Since the discovery of Eris, several other dwarf planets have been discovered, including Haumea and Makemake, with Sedna, Orcus, Quarwar, Varuna, Exion, and a few other trans-Neptunian objects in the Kuiper Belt being considered. Some estimates suggest that there are at least 100 objects that be classified as dwarf planets that have yet to be discovered in the exploration of the Kuiper Belt, and thousands more beyond. Many astrologers are beginning to explore some of these objects in their work, but because this is a newly discovered realm of study with new discoveries happening all the time, this book will only cover Pluto and Ceres. Pluto is the last of the transpersonal planets used in postmodern astrology. In fact, Pluto is no longer a planet according to the astronomical world, as it got demoted after the discovery of dwarf planet Eris. Asteroid Ceres promoted to dwarf planet status at the same time, creating a whole new classification of cosmic bodies. This did not, however, diminish the power inherent in Pluto. Since Pluto is the energy of transformation, is it any surprise that it, alongside the newly discovered dwarf planets, is transforming astrology further? Pluto rules Scorpio and the 8th house and is a night or exhale energy. Pluto symbolizes personal transformation, psychological depth, and the soul's desire to evolve. As the guardian of the underworld, Pluto guards our personal risks that are buried in the depths of our psyche. All things that are seen by many as taboo are symbolized by Pluto, including sexuality, repression, depression, and obsessive behaviors. Underlying reality and the realms of karmic wounds are symbolized by Pluto. It's an intense and powerful energy which represents both personal empowerment and powerlessness. Planetary dignities and debilities. All planets are not only considered to have rulership over or domicile in one or more signs, they are also considered to be more aligned with certain signs and less so with others. These are called dignities and debilities. Consideration of dignities and debilities after rulership will deepen your understanding of the planets and signs in a horoscope. The 4 essential dignities are rulership. This is where the planet is most at home. Reference your individual sign in this book, where I note rulership. Detriment. When the planet is in the opposite sign to its rulership, it is said to be weakened. Exaltation. This is the sign that provides the best expression of the planet after its domicile. Fall. When the planet is in the opposite sign to its exaltation, it's said to be at its weakest. If a planet falls in none of these, it is said to be peregrine and aspects become more crucial. It must be noted that experience shows that detriment and fall don't always play out negatively, especially well aspected. This is a brief list of planetary dignities and debilities. The Sun, rulership in Leo, detriment in Aquarius, exaltation in Aries, fall in Libra. The Moon, rulership in Cancer, detriment in Capricorn, exaltation in Taurus, fall in Scorpio. Mercury, rulership in Gemini and Virgo, detriment in Sagittarius and Pisces, exaltation in Virgo, fall in Pisces. Venus, rulership in Taurus and Libra, detriment in Scorpio and Aries, exaltation in Pisces, fall in Virgo. Mars, rulership in Aries and Scorpio, detriment in Libra and Taurus, exaltation in Capricorn, fall in Cancer. Jupiter, rulership in Sagittarius and Pisces, detriment in Virgo, exaltation in Cancer, fall in Capricorn. Saturn, rulership in Capricorn and Aquarius, detriment in Cancer and Leo, exaltation in Libra, fall in Aries. Uranus, rulership in Aquarius, detriment in Leo, exaltation in Scorpio, fall in Taurus. Neptune, rulership in Pisces, detriment in Virgo, exaltation in Leo or Cancer, depending on whose work you read, fall in Aquarius or Capricorn. Pluto, rulership in Scorpio, detriment in Taurus, exaltation in Aries or Pisces, fall in Libra or Virgo. After interpreting the building blocks of the horoscope thus far, it's now time to begin to integrate the disparate parts of the chart into a cohesive story of the soul. In the next chapter, we'll look at the aspects, which are the angled lines that connect all the different parts together. Chapter 6. The aspects. Aspects are the angles the planets and other cosmic bodies make to each other in the horoscope. Different aspects differ in their angles between the aspected bodies. Aspects tie the disparate elements of the horoscope together to create a cohesive story. It's a highly complex subject that can only be mastered by practice, and one must learn the basics first. Aspects refer to the distance, in terms of degrees, between points in the horoscope. The horoscope consists of 360 degrees, and each aspect is a division of that 360 degrees. For example, the square aspects divide the horoscope by 4 to make a 90-degree angle. Like everything in the horoscope, aspects are both yin and yang, or day and night. Some are more action-oriented, and some are more receptive and connect the other day and night placements. All aspects create a motivational element and some tension that inspires a person to act. How motivational an aspect is depends on the aspect itself and the elements involved. There are no good or bad aspects, as the less harmonious aspects tend to give more impetus but cause more stress, and the harmonious aspects tend to require conscious effort to be activated but are more easeful. We'll look at this more in future chapters. Generally speaking, the aspects that divide the chart by an even number are seen as night aspects, as they have to integrate disparate energies, and the aspects that divide the chart by odd numbers are day aspects, which have a more energized way of working together. The angles that are most important are the Ptolemaic aspects, the conjunction, 2 planets together, the opposition, 180-degree separation, the square, 90-degree separation, the trine, 120-degree separation, and the sextile, 30-degree separation. I suggest focusing on these the most, especially if you're a beginner. Use the other aspects to create an even more nuanced reading as you grow your practice. Conjunction, 0 degrees. Conjunction is when 2 planets, other essential bodies, are together or within a few of each other in the horoscope. This aspect can be either night or day in tone, which is dependent on the blending of the planetary bodies, sign, and house. A junction is a powerful blending of the 2 planets or bodies, which both intensifies the symbolism of the 2 planets and confuses the energies, creating difficulties in seeing the energies of the 2 separate bodies. The individual planets seem to lose their individuality and take on some of the characteristics of the other, with the outer planet usually having more of an impact on the inner planet. The closer the conjunction, the stronger the merging of the symbolism and the greater the difficulty in separating out and feeling the individual strengths of each planet. It is generally considered a harmonious aspect, but is one that requires a more complex understanding of how the symbolism of the planets, sign, and houses work together. For example, Neptune conjuncting Venus means that the individual may have difficulty seeing those they are in relationships with clearly and will have an ethereal quality to others. They will also often have unrealistic idealism they cannot see within themselves. Opposition, 180 degrees. Opposition is when two planets or other essential bodies are visually opposing each other in the horoscope and are approximately 180 degrees apart. In other words, the 360 degrees of the zodiac is divided by 2 to create the 180-degree aspect. Traditionally said to be a disharmonious aspect, the key to working with an opposition in the chart is integration of the opposing energies. This is a night aspect and is an exhalation of breath. To understand how they can work together, it's necessary to blend the symbolism of the planets, signs, and houses. This is an aspect that has more perspective than the conjunction. The opposing planets can see each other, and therefore, the subject finds it easier to understand how to integrate the two. Two planets communicate and negotiate with each other, which can feel like an inner negotiation that is true of any two differing subjects meeting face to face. For example, the moon opposing Jupiter will, at a simple level, give the subject very big highs and lows emotionally, since Jupiter expands and the moon symbolizes emotions. The sign and house placements will give a deeper understanding. Trine, 120 degrees. Trine is an aspect in which the planets are approximately 120 degrees apart, which means that the 360 degrees of the zodiac is divided by 3. These aspects are almost always in the same element, unless they are dissociated. This is the most flowing and harmonious aspect. The planets work effortlessly together, complementing and enriching. This is a day aspect or inhalation of breath. The trine shows us what natural strengths are. The two planets are in signs of the same element and work in a symbiotic relationship. However, since the aspects flow so easily, there is little impetus to consciously embody those strengths. This aspect is an instinctive one, but one that can bring a feeling of being truly in alignment when activated. For example, Venus in Libra trine Neptune in Aquarius, a person is likely to be highly intuitive and creative. It comes so naturally, they may not actually utilize that strength in their daily life. Because trines are usually in the same element, in this case air, it often means the subject is able to bring the impetus of another element to maximize the aspect. When the person becomes aware of this, however, and begins to integrate these strengths into their life, they can fulfill their soul's potential with greater ease. Square, 90 degrees. Most challenging and most energizing aspect is the square, which means that the two planets or other essential bodies are separated by approximately 90 degrees, and the 360 degrees of the zodiac is divided by 4. This is a night or exhale aspect. In a square aspect, the planets are in the greatest tension to each other. The angle of the square suggests that the planets can't see eye to eye and yet are affected by each other. This is said to be a disharmonious aspect, yet it also gives the most impetus to break through the evolutionary blocks and lessons that the aspect requires. The planets are almost vying for preeminence, and yet if the subject can consciously integrate the conflicting energies, this aspect has great power. For example, Venus square Saturn can indicate blocks in intimacy in relationships and/or frugality with money. With conscious awareness and maturity, the tension can be relaxed and transmuted into stability in a relationship and/or the ability to build great financial success. Sextile, 60 degrees. Sextile connects two planets that are approximately 60 degrees apart, and the 360 degrees of the zodiac is divided by 6. The sextile is an aspect of opportunity that is also considered to be harmonious. The sextile also requires conscious effort to assimilate and embody its potential power, but when activated, it opens pathways to growth that can bring great potential. This is sometimes described as a weaker trine, but that description is overly simplistic. With all aspects, the planets, signs, and houses involved change the power of the aspect considerably. This is generally a day or inhale aspect, but consideration of the elements involved must be used. The sextile is generally an aspect that brings mutual stimulation to both placements because it usually connects planets and two different elements to create extra stimulus and results. For example, Mars in Gemini might be sextile to Saturn in Leo, and the combination of both Mars, will, and Saturn determine. Chapter 7. The Houses. Horoscope, or astrological chart, is made up of many elements that must be integrated to create a cohesive blueprint of your soul and your soul's evolutionary potential in this lifetime. We've looked at the planets and other essential bodies, which are the what in your blueprint. We've also looked at the signs through the lens of the core self, the sun, which symbolizes how the planets behave in your blueprint. Now we come to the houses, of which there are 12, running counterclockwise in the horoscope. The horoscope is a combination of the zodiac wheel, which represents the sun's yearly rotation along the ecliptic from our perspective, and the wheel of houses, which is based on the Earth's 24-hour axial rotation. Accurate birth details, date, time, and place are necessary to create a horoscope, which joins the two wheels together. The 12 houses symbolize areas of life or fields of experience. This is where the what, planets and other essential bodies, and how, the signs, work in you and your life. The houses follow a path of personal development from birth, the first house, to death, the 12th house. The houses are also like a pulse or breath of the cosmos, like everything else in the horoscope. For example, the first house, ruled by Aries and Mars, is a day house or inhale. The second is a night house or exhale, and so on. Adding houses into the interpretation of the horoscope is one of the ways we begin to understand the uniqueness of each cosmic blueprint. A person with the sun in Sagittarius in the second house will have a different life experience than a person with the sun in Sagittarius in the 10th house, for example. The former will have more of a core emphasis on personal values and self-worth, and the latter will have more of a focus on career and their public life. First house, the house of self. First house represents birth and early life. It's the first inhalation of life and a day, action-oriented, angular house. The cusp of the first house represents the sign on the eastern horizon at the moment and place of birth in the horoscope as seen from the perspective of that time and place. The first house cusp is also known as the rising sign or ascendant and represents the dawn of a new life itself as the subject takes their first breath when they are born. The first house is ruled by Mars and Aries in the natural horoscope. This is the house of the self, your life force, and the sign on the cusp or beginning of the house correlates with the ascendant and your persona. The ascendant and first house are your personal receptions and represent the self or I am presence, and it's where you see yourself before you begin to evolve. Planets contained within this house will be colored by in the first house and will directly projected to those you meet. This is how others see you at first. Your early childhood experiences and natural abilities are also represented in the first house, as are your actual birth experience and your spontaneous reactions to outer stimuli. Second house, the house of resources. Second house is where we exhale and become aware of the physical world, the body, nature, possessions, and money. It's where we establish our connection to the material world. The second house is the realm of matter that we can touch, see, hear, smell, and taste, and is a night energy as we are more receptive to the senses at night. This house is ruled by Venus in Taurus. This is the realm of all resources, including your inner resources, self-esteem, self-worth, core values,
Sun, moon, and stars. Suns and moons. Of course, I have to welcome back all my stars. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the mothership. I do appreciate all of you for your likes, your donations, your shares, the confirmations you send me through email, the positive energy you show me, the positive energy you show yourself, and overall the power you show up in the planet. Now, with that being said, let's get in there. Like, yeah. And you know, I gotta remind people and warn people, I got a doppelganger, a copycat, a clone. I want to be me, but try and do it better than me. An English professor, a WhatsApp bandit, and voodoo high priest or priestess all floating through that comment section. Got a lot of love. That voodoo high priest or priestess is promising to get your love back for a small fee of $39.99. All you gotta do is sign your life away on the dotted line. Do not fall for the okie doke people. If you have to bend some will for them to be you or for you to be with them, they don't need you, and you definitely don't need them. This is past, present, or future energies. Parts may resonate with you, may not. Take what's for you and leave the rest. This is someone in your environment, someone thinking of you, you're thinking of their ex, a coworker. Have a loved one, you may or may not these individuals. Any and all information you need about me or regarding this reading shall be in the description box below, including a link where you can receive a free birth chart from a website, no affiliation to me. All right. So, interesting enough, we have a lot of energy that is on the fence. This is about transformation, change, what reading isn't. A lot of times people refuse to change. I think that we are coming up on that um, that time point that point in our lives and each individual's life that we have to make a change, right? Somebody was fighting against this particular change. Again, this could be you or someone else in your environment. I feel like people are walking away, abandoning ideas because, of course, these individuals are being judged. We're all being judged. Our stability is being judged, our faith is being weighed, and things of that sort, okay? So, depending on what spectrum of the wheel you are currently in means a lot, okay? I'm hearing something about fighting temptation. We have the Ace of Swords on the fence with the Ten of Scarabs on the fence and the Nine of Scarabs, okay? So for me, this is indicating a breakup in someone's finances and someone's stability. Since these cards at the top are on the fence, I got to read them both ways. So the Ace of Swords is talking about someone that told a lie. They wanted things to not be clear. This is something that takes a lot and gives, okay? This has something to do with the family. My apologies for the interruption. This reading had me shook. I do want to warn people that this could be a very confusing reading. However, when I got over to the other side, it explained a lot. So I just want to give you a heads going forward. Now back to the reading. This also may have something to do with foreclosure, debt, people having financial issues. Someone wants to be alone, someone doesn't. This could be somebody that works a lot as well. Somebody feels like they are giving out or putting out more energy than they are receiving in return, with the Two of Scepters being here. Okay. Somebody's rejecting someone's offer. This person is currently in this energy of, I'm hearing weighing their options, but somebody's also being judged for their works, for their deeds. This definitely has something to do with heartbreak. Going over here to get my other deck. Somebody is in this energy of being reviewed or reviewing someone. This could have something to do with somebody's work, the reason why somebody is stuck here. This person may Somebody may have did some work on your finances to keep you from moving forward. Now, for some of you, this is happening in your divine counterpart life. This has something to do with some form of roots. Maybe this individual is using roots. We shall see. Ten of Scarabs. Why is this here, please? Oh, the Ten of Scarabs is 10 of Pentacles, right? So, in the upright, we're talking about leaving a legacy, okay? Building a solid foundation. This could also be someone retiring, okay? But what I'm getting with this being on the fence, and since all the cards at the top are on the fence, this is definitely speaking about a conflict of interest for someone. Somebody's patience is running thin in this situation. Now, somebody may have you or whoever this is attracted someone because they felt like you were lucky. This is giving me cord tying energy. Somebody felt like they could latch on to you and receive some of your abundance, some of your good luck. For some of you, a horseshoe could be significant. This is definitely speaking about your intuition. Somebody wants freedom from this stronghold, this Ten of Pentacles, this family dynamic, or what people perceive as a family dynamic. In the public eye, this family comes off as if they are supportive of one another. But behind closed doors, somebody wants to be single. Somebody's having issues with give and take here. I'm also hearing something about responsibility. I feel like somebody didn't take responsibility in the past for draining your energy and lying about it. We have a message here. Somebody could be reaching out to you, or somebody was trying to block a message that's been floating around the collective. This message could have something to do with going from one place to another. Okay, on the physical plane, but your plane is about ascending as a toxic belief system, ascending past those individuals that are greedy, that just want you to give, 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 and all you receive in return is heartbreak with the Three of Swords. Why is the Two of Scepters here, please, on the fence? Somebody was waiting for some results that they were never going to give because they were dealing with somebody that was financially, spiritually, and possibly materially, right? The divinity here, somebody made a judgment. This is speaking about a renewal here, a rebirth. This could be also rebranding. Somebody's stability is being judged, somebody's commitment as well. One more for Annette. Somebody feels someone is not worthy of their time. Now, somebody may have tried to make you feel like you were unworthy. This person may be watching your investments here. This person may also be feeling that they are being judged here. They want to, or they judged you. They want to message you, okay? A lot of synchronicities with the 33 and 22. So this is telling me this was someone that you were supposed to meet on your soul's journey here. This is someone that left you like in a stalemate, okay? This person either lied or they lied by omission with the Ace of Swords being here on the fence. Somebody had poor judgment. This could possibly be you. I feel like you stayed in a situation waiting for someone to give something to you, and this is where this person strung you along. This person watched or is watching you go through some transformation here, okay? This is like coming back from a dark place, coming out of HE double hockey sticks. Let's get some more clarity. Part 2 of this reading will be over on the membership side. Why is the Ace of Swords here on the fence? Somebody wants you to be seen in this new. This is why this was being delayed, okay? This has something to do with an inheritance. This person felt very lucky when they were in your energy. And because you were in this energy of give, 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 they were in this energy of take, take, take. And this person built a foundation off of your energy. We're definitely speaking about deception with the Seven of Swords being here, backstab, betrayal. Okay. Somebody was this is somebody that avoid telling you a truth here. Okay. They wanted you to be stuck. This person was worried about how they appeared on the outside. They were worried about how people were going to judge them or judge you. Time, why is this here? And that comes out on the fence. This is definitely speaking about somebody's work. And here we have the Lover's card on the fence, Knight of Wands on the fence, Knight of Chalices. So I feel like this is not attractive. I've been getting that so much in my reading. Somebody is not attractive, so they're on the verge of possibly divorcing. If this couple lives together, there's not much romance. There's a lot of emotional manipulation. Somebody is aware that somebody is only there for clout or the things that the perks that comes in with this person. Somebody is taking a major loss because this is a cycle that somebody is supposed to complete. I feel like this person holds on to your energy because you bring them good luck. Now, for some of you, you may not have physical contact with this person. Some of you do. You may work with this person or they want to work with you. Why is Lucky here? Some of you may be seeing a lot of 11s, 33s, 44, 20, 47. Why is this here? That could be significant. 74 could be significant as well. 36 and C3. 33 as well. Why is this here? This is about somebody's success or lack thereof. Balance has to be restored in somebody's stability here. So if you were given too much in a situation or this person was given too much to you, I feel like the energy, the universe is balancing the scales possibly by putting this person in a position where they have to give in their environment. So even though you may not be receiving in the aspect of getting it from this person, the universe is balancing this energy out. There was a lot of illusions or deception. Somebody felt like they had a lot of places, so they treated you like an option. This person was trying to manifest off of your grief. Somebody wanted you to feel stuck. I feel like if you that you would come back possibly energetic as well, especially with being here. This was like a frivolous connection, something that was very shallow. I feel like there was a lot of relations going on here. What is this? We have the Hangmans. So somebody's coming out of a stalemate position. Somebody may feel like a victim. Somebody may feel like they've been played for a fool. You may also see this person as a traitor or whoever they are in this environment. Why is the Nine of Scales? Yeah, somebody wants someone to cater to them. The only one, you got the two, the two, excuse me, and the wands. So somebody is confused. This may feel like they let their boundaries down, or this person may want you. They let their boundaries down to the wrong person, but I feel like this person wants you to let your boundaries down, and this is why they are watching you. This person watched you heal from a heartbreak, but I feel like they want to come in and do it again. This is definitely somebody from your past that is an energetic vampire. This is somebody that notices when you're not in their environment, they lose. This could also be happening to someone that you have a soulmate connection. Why is divinity here? Anytime I see this card, this tells me somebody's seeing flashing lights. All these cards in reverse. Yeah, the star card in reverse. So this is somebody that was realistic. They wanted to keep you waiting. I feel like they are in this energy of somebody keeping them waiting, or whatever they planned, it didn't come to fruition. Something ended abruptly. Why is the death card here? Too many cards. Four of Swords. So there's some mental conflict. I know this may sound sick, but somebody gained fulfillment, wish fulfillment off of keeping you stuck. Okay? Yeah. This person may worship lower vibrational energies. I feel like this is someone that this person may have been. This is somebody that you have a love connection with. You don't really know. I feel like there's nothing set in stone with this person. So this is definitely giving me somebody that was in and out of your environment, but they never made a commitment, if you know what I'm saying. Why is the unalive card, please? I'm hearing something about a Prince Charming. Somebody romanticizes relationships with um, karmic individuals. I'm hearing struggle love. Someone thinks that that is the way that love is supposed to be. What is the unalive card here? We got the Queen of Swords. Not so much anymore. Yeah. Somebody's having problems moving forward. Somebody may be waiting for some restriction to end. They may be waiting for a chapter to complete. I feel like this person even karma. If this person wished that something would happen to you, because that came out in some of the other readings. I believe it came out in part 2 of the last reading. This person's wish fulfillment was for you to be kaput, for you to come to an end, whatever you were trying to invest in. Okay. This is someone that is greedy. They did this, I'm hearing impulsively, but repeatedly. They did this to sort of illusion. They definitely were using sorcery. Somebody wants somebody to be absent-minded, like to not make good choices here. And this is why somebody's being freed, or they're trying to stop somebody from leaving a toxic connection. The Queen of Swords talks about, I'm hearing bitter, but it's not in reverse. It's someone that's honest, forthright, very witty, and very experienced because they through all this trials and tribulations. This is when that this is happening in someone else's life. You may not know this person. With the Six of Scales, it tells me that this is someone that you were possibly in an in and out connection with that is experiencing this. They ended up hooking up with someone that was materialistic. This is also someone that kept this person waiting a lot. And this is an individual's judgment on it being here. They were worried about their influence. It says influence, but they were worried about status here. And so they ended up with somebody that was very shallow. This person wants to message you. Why is the influence here, please? Yeah, somebody's coming out of feeling stuck is what I'm getting. Somebody could be feeling overwhelmed, okay? This person doesn't know if they want to reach out to you or not. Okay. They may be fearful that you are going hard with the Four of Pentacles. This is somebody that was holding onto a connection, keeping you stuck because either they were worried about losing something materially, they were worried about clout. Now, if this is not you, this is your divine counterpart. Why is message here? I'm hearing order has to be restored. This person may be seeing things from your perspective here. We got the Temple Angel on the fence, and we have Two of Cups on the fence, and the King of Chalices. So this is someone that is emotionally immature, whether if it is male or female. They're very abusive, could be an alcoholic as well. I feel like multiple people are being judged here. They're having to hold on to their money. Spends frivolously. So somebody could be reviewing, like going over the books. Seven of Scales. Why is this here? Four of Wands. So this is definitely speaking about a household, a foundation here. Somebody that's codependent, materialistic, not good with money. Is this King of Pentacles? Yeah. Oh, and this is a couple. We got the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So this is telling you that somebody was greedy, all right, envious, that they're having financial difficulties, or somebody's financially
Hello, dear Capricorn. Welcome to the second half of February 2023 love reading for you guys. So that's the 14th to the 28th of February. Let's see what's happening. What's happening? We have nurture, compassion, love, sincere feelings, want to take care of you, protective. Someone wants to take care of you, Capricorn. And crossing you, we have here intuition, wounds, subconscious, emotions, fear, discern not as they appear. There's somebody's hiding their emotions. Maybe they're keeping their emotions back. But also your intuition is strong, so pay attention. Okay, now what's the general energy around you? The world, a new cycle, karmic completion, travel, fulfillment, achievement, obstacle, success. You're ending one cycle, start something new. So there's a whole new beginning coming. Okay, past energy, closed off, resist, guarded, blocking, pride, defensive, wounded warrior. So this is past energy. Someone's closed off, either you or someone you're dealing with, or both. Now, what possibly could come in for you guys? We have dream, messages, telepathy, 5D communication, astral travel, guys, signs. I don't know. Every intuition's been very strong with the readings I'm doing today. I think the intuition's the key. That's real, and there's a lot of transition. So this could come. You could be connecting with this person here in the them come together in 3D. We do have what is coming in is distance, retreat, timeout, blocked, emotional or physical distance. So someone's keeping a distance. I almost feel like you're dealing with two opposite energies here. One that wants to nurture and care for you, and then there's one that is distant. Okay, now what is the outside influences? We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have karma, souls, divine intervention, divine detours. It says the Wheel of Fortune feels like the Tower. So something is happening, something outside of your control that is going to change things. Okay, let's see. Your energy, how people you, self-love, creation, intentions, focus on desires of the heart, self-worth, expansion, manifesting. Yeah, you're paying attention to what you need instead of everything to everyone else. You're actually you're loving yourself. And that is really good. The people might not like it because they want to take all the attention. They think, oh, you're not supposed to love yourself, you're supposed to love me. No, you're supposed to love yourself so you can love others. What about the hopes and dreams? We have unexpected. Okay, we do have the Tower. It felt like a Tower energy. So it's weird how we have the Wheel of Fortune and then you carry yourself and then the Tower. It's unexpected. People are not expecting you to take care of yourself, Capricorn. How dare you? It's like, okay, I love it. So you're doing this. You're probably going to shock people. So hopes and fears. We have destruction, conflict, unforeseen change, sudden news. I think that's it. You're blowing people's mind because you're actually taking care of you. Take care of you and you'll have more energy to take care of others too anyway. Love it. Okay, now possible outcome we have activity, goals, progress, life force energy, new patterns. Now this is summer energy and for the timing card and it's growth. So something's growing, something's expanding. I like. And then we have fears, illusions, limitations, anxiety. Also, I feel like I had a yawn. What was that all about? It's like I lost some breath there. Comfort zone, overthinking, negative outlook. I'm feeling like someone when they get nervous, they either yawn or they're gasping for breath. Oof. Okay, now what else here? Ace of Fire, new starts, attraction, creation, desires, new venture or job, action. Okay, now I'm getting this. This card does not belong to you. There's people worried about you doing your own thing and expanding, taking off. I almost think that people are trying to deliberately hold you back because there's something that you do or something you're capable of doing that is, going to take off. And they might be aware of that and they don't want you to do it because they don't want to be left behind. Okay, now we have the bottom deck, South Node, comfort zone, resistance, fear of the new, clinging to always. This is someone else clinging to you, trying to hold you back from what you need to achieve, what you need to go, and there is growth for you. Can't pay attention to what others do what's right for you. Okay, this nurture person. I like this person. Who is this? Let's see. Give me more on this nurture here, please. Seven of Wands. Someone's going to be very protective of you. I almost feel like this energy of this person here, whoever this is that they're aware of these other people and their intentions, and and they're, normally I think this is the person I'm reading this energy, but I feel like it's this person that wants to care you, wants to nurture you, wants to be there for you. It matches with this card. Okay. So now, like, crossing you here, we have this intuition. Your intuition is very strong. Pay attention to it. That's what we have here. Knight of Cups. Yeah, I knew they had to have a court card coming in. Someone's coming in to express their love for you. It could be Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, but it could be any sign. They're just saying they have a lot of love. This is fate. This is my time. This person is supposed to come in. It feels like energy. It feels like this person wants to take the deal. They wants to give you a break. It almost feels like whoever I'm tapping into, you've been holding, I think, a lot of people for a long time, and really not giving energy to yourself. You've been giving to everybody else, been depleting you. Now is your turn, and this person's coming in. This Knight of Cups, this person wants to show you their love, show you, take care of you, is because they realize you've been always give, and everybody's been take. And when they take, it's always like, more, please, more. You can give me more. It's like, whoa, when is enough? Okay, so now we have the World here. Completion of the cycle to start something new. I like this person. Coming in to help you. And we have the Page of Wands. Yeah, there's going to be some kind of information coming towards you. Some kind of news. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Helping you to start something new here. And we have here, okay, it could be someone from the past. I got a rocking horse. I think of childhood memories or someone in their past energy. And it also could be someone in your past life energy that's coming in that you're just meeting now in this lifetime. Page of Wands. Okay. What about this resistance closed off in the past energy? It's not your energy for sure. It's somebody else's. Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, you had to walk away from someone. You closed them off in order to be able to be in your independence. So yeah, you ended something. You closed it. I need to do me. You're feeling a very strong push to do this. Okay. Now the 5D, dreams and messages. What about that? Knight of Pentacles. Oh. Someone's very stable, reliable, takes their time. They don't rush anything. It's coming towards you. Towards Virgo, Capricorn. Oh, look at that little bunny. Why is he bunny, I think, quick? Or something that actually multiplies or grows quickly. Might come in slow or take their time, or maybe it took them forever to come towards you. I've been connecting with you in the 5D, though. So now the page... I'm sorry, Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Now this card is what? Distance. Okay, why do we have the distance here? This is coming in for you. What is this all? 10 of Wands. An end to your burdens. That's what's coming in. You've been taking on everybody else's responsibilities, burdens, and now you have to let that go. You're not obligated to these people. They might try to make you feel like you are, but you're not. And you're going to step in your power. Okay, what about the Wheel of Fortune? Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? Death. There's an ending for a new beginning. Scorpio energy. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, and Taurus. Now we have Scorpio and energy. I don't know why I'm saying and. I keep on feeling that tower energy, like something's going to shock people. I'm not seeing the card, it's here. Where did it go? Yeah, right here. But I've been feeling the energy almost this whole reading. There's something surprising happening, something coming out of the blue. Well, anyway, with the Death card, ending, new beginning, you're going through a major transformation. And this is outside of you. This is something you cannot stop. it's going to change your whole world here better. Now, what about the intentions here? This is you loving yourself. Yes. Let's get into that. You loving yourself. About time. Let's see. Ooh, the sun is going to make you so happy. You could be dealing with a Leo too. But this is self-love is being more vibrant, more a lot more passion. And then we have the Tower. What about the Tower? The Tower is Aries Scorpio energy. Got a lot of Scorpio energy here. Major transformation. Okay, we have here Temperance, Sagittarius energy. This Tower, whatever's coming in, the change is going to balance things out in your life. It's going to make things right. It's going to right the wrongs. That's what's happening here. Let's see. This timing this summer. What's going on with this? New patterns. I like it. They're shifting and changing. A lot of fire, a lot of passion. See the fire you want, the ending, the summer, the Ace of Fire, and of course we have Temperance and the Sun. Fire. Ooh, the Sun. Okay, you might even become famous for something here. That's why I think there's that new of what you were capable of, but they probably try to make it seem like less than what it was and try to hold back. But now your wishes and dreams come true with Aquarius energy, and you might become famous for whatever you do here. And this is the fears and illusions. This is a someone does say this person even looking at the star. No. I want Capricorn to know that they can do this. I'm gonna lose them. That's the energy of it. Okay, let's see. We have the angel La Nut, which is the angel of the night. And I love this card. Oh, it's so beautiful. So let me read this to you. So the message to you is that your inner night is coming to an end. Walk in darkness for some time. Soon, very soon, a new full moon will rise and show you the way. Butterflies are here to guide you. Believe in luck, believe in me, believe in you. My black soft wings are protecting you from now on. Into your heart I whisper my sweet lullaby. Have no fear, honey. Everything's going to be fine. The night is nothing to be afraid of anymore. And the warm sun that you hold within is ready to shine again. Wow. And you even have the sun here. And then we have the Ace of Fire right after it. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, what about this Ace of Fire, this passion, desire, some kind of new opportunity coming in? And also, it could be a spark. Who wanted to pop here? Let's see. The Ace of Coins to clarify. Oh, no, Ace of Cups. I'm sorry. Ace of Cups to clarify the Ace of Fire, which is Ace of Wands. Passion, love. Ooh, this is nice. So whatever's happening here is changing for the better. And then you have victory here. You have the Six of Wands. You're going to be, I don't know. You might be coming into some kind of phase in your life where you're becoming noticed, become famous in the spotlight. People love you. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of desire. You're able to express yourself. I'm loving this reading. Good is coming in for you, and there's people that are aware of what you are capable of and try to keep you from achieving it. But you know what? If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And no matter how hard one tries, they can't keep you back. The universe has your back. And that's what intervention here, divine intervention. If anybody's trying to deceive some way from your goals or achieving who you're supposed to be, living to your full potential, that's done. That's okay. Now let's see. See what we get on this Knight of Pentacles. Let's take a scoop on this Knight of Pentacles. We have marry, separate, breakup. Okay, so you might end up getting married to someone that you were separated from, that you broke up with. Or someone might separate from someone, break up, and then marry you. Or you might break from someone, breaking up, and marry someone else. I don't know. If this makes sense, you'll know how to put it, because it's just general reading, so it's going to be different meanings for everyone. What about the Knight of Cups? What's the scoop on the apart? new start. This is the person who wants to nurture you. They want a new start with you. You've been apart. This could be someone that you know already, or it could be someone new that, they know you or they knew of you. And maybe since you've been apart from someone else, they might be trying to come in with a new start with you. Okay, what about the Page of Wands? What's the scoop on the Page of Wands? Apology, career, want. Someone might want to apologize for something that happened in career. Because this is the new start, the World card. And then we have here Page of Wands. So there is a message coming. So maybe someone's sending you a message about apology. Something else. Apologizing for something that maybe something you're mistreated, and someone might be apologizing. They want to apologize. Or maybe you want an apology for something that happened in your career. Take it how it resonates. If it resonates, it might not. What signs we're dealing with? What are the signs here for Capricorn? What are the signs? Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Look at that, all earth signs. Wow. Sagittarius, Cancer, Sagittarius. Okay, so this could be placed in your chart, based on other people's charts, past, present, future. We have Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, Sagittarius, Cancer, and Sagittarius. Okay, now we'll do the letters. We're going to do 11 letters for initials. First name, last name. If you put someone's first and last, someone has a middle name, and you know that middle name, get that initial also, all better. Past, present, future, also your own initial. T, W, A, U, E, S, N, Q, I, N, S. Okay, the letters we have today: T, A, U, E, S, N, Q, I, N, S. Okay, let's get 11 or more names. We want to pop up here. Come on, guys. Come on. Oh, I got a few. Let's see. I want a couple more, I think. I don't want to get too many, though. Okay, let me see how many I have. Sometimes if I push it, I get way too many. Okay, we have Gabriel, Pratima, Pratima, and Kelly, Kelli, and Magdalene, Sahaja, Sada.
Hello Aries, welcome to your reading. This is going to be a general love message. We're going to see how the person's thinking and feeling, their next actions towards you, their intentions, and the potential outcome. So just remember that energy is fluid and the roles could be reversed, and only take what resonates. And whenever you find this reading is the right time for you, if you felt drawn to watch, the spirit has a message for you. Okay, so if you are coming back, welcome back. If you are new here, welcome. Just so you're aware, do not read reversals. So if a card comes out in the reverse, I will flip it upright. This is always red tarot. Just so you're aware. So let's see. How does this person feel about Aries? Okay, so right away we have the Nine of Cups here. Aries. We also have the Queen of Wands. This is someone who definitely sees you as emotional fulfillment here. We have the Queen of Wands, the King of Swords. It's so interesting, Aries, because I feel like as much as this person wants you, they act equally as distant. Yeah, it just feels like this person, they see you as this Queen of Wands, I feel. Even if you're male, it's about the energy. So it's not male or female. Just someone who's very attractive, someone who has good energy. You sort of like command the room, but I don't even feel like you mean to do it, Aries. You just sort of stand in your power. And I feel like this person sees a lot of potential connection, but they're distancing themselves. I also feel like they see you as someone who doesn't take any BS. You're very intelligent. You know what you want and buy it. This is the type of energy this person wants to invest in, but they're acting cold. Tell me about the King of Swords. Tell me about the King of Swords. The Wands. We have the Ten of Swords, move on. So there could have been some sort of painful ending between the two of you already, some sort of betrayal. But I'm also going to feel like, especially the way these cards came out, both of these figures looking to the sword. So this person could just assume that this is going to end before it's even really started here, Aries. Yeah, they sort of assume the worst. So even though they see you as someone who they extend, and there's a lot of emotional fulfillment here, like you're like it come true in a lot of ways, I feel like this person's sort of, they've decided how they feel like it's going to happen already. It's almost like waiting for that shoe to drop, waiting for it to end. They're waiting for bad to happen. Too good to be true. So this person could feel like you being interested in them